Good morning, millennials.
Welcome back to The Toast and happy Wednesday. It is hump day. We're getting over the hump in the middle of the week. We're feeling good. We're feeling accomplished. We're rising and grinding. Hey, Jax, how you doing?
I'm darn good. It is a hump day. Alas, it is.
How are you doing? Kind of
hunkering down. So now is the calm before the storm. We actually woke up and the day was pretty pargy, but the hurricane is set to hit the west coast of Florida around 1 a.m. this evening. So it's going to be a long night. I feel like tomorrow we'll know more about what will be. So yeah, just sitting tight, stocking up.
Hopefully you just sleep through it.
Hopefully, but I don't know. I think it's kind of worse to have it in the middle of the night because you can't sleep.
It's also dark. If you're actually in actual danger, the darkness just hurts your cause.
Yeah, but it will be hard to sleep. It's going to be so loud. But who could even sleep at a time like this?
You know, it's so interesting. This photo's going viral. I don't know if you've seen it of the International Space Station. They took a picture of the actual hurricane from they're above it.
At a glance.
And it's this huge, it looks like a cloud. And you're telling me there's nothing they could do? They're up there, I don't know, take a vacuum and it looks like smoke. I don't know.
Well, there are a lot of theories that the weather can be changed.
Excuse me?
I think it's called cloud seeding.
I never heard of that. How do they change it?
I don't know. I've not really looked into it, but I've been seeing stuff that it's possible to change the weather. For better or for worse.
Blame it on the weatherman. That was such a good song.
They were so right for that too. Because
1,000%.
Not today. The weathermen are doing their jobs. But generally speaking on the day-to-day, they can't be trusted.
No, you literally can't predict the weather. So
stop trying.
Literally. I just thought that was so interesting. They saw it. It's you were afraid of this thing that's heading towards Earth. And you see it. Just grab it,
Yeah. It's a good theory.
Did anyone else have that thought?
No, I didn't. I thought it was really crazy that you could see it.
Yeah, and they're showing a lot of comparisons. Of course, in our lifetime, what is the greatest hurricane? It's Katrina. Mm-hmm. And this one looks on par, possibly bigger than Katrina, which is so scary.
Yeah. So I hope everyone is evacuating, praying for a miracle, and
seriously,
we'll see. Really crazy. I've never been this anxious for a storm, but also, as they say, this is a once-in-a-century sort of weather event. So everyone's really on edge.
Now, shifting gears a little bit, I want to talk about something that I did last night.
Okay, that's what we're here to do.
I watched This Is the Voice. Ta-da. I don't know what compelled me. It was just on, and I was feeling cable because Ben and I were watching cable. We were watching the Mets game. The Mets won. Go Mets.
Mets. Did you meet the Mets?
I didn't. Not today. I have, but I didn't. I know. And they won, which is so fabulous. And so we were just on the YouTube TV app, and I don't know. I just didn't feel like changing it. So I said, "What
you
else
don't have to
does
explain
cable?"
your choices.
Yeah, no, it's just definitely weird of me because I'm so modern. I'm really cutting edge. And they're like, what are you doing watching cable, girly? Well, I took a trip down memory lane and I was just what else does cable have to offer? And The Voice was on. And every time I watch The Voice, which is not a lot, I always enjoy it, especially the blind auditions. I think once after that, the show kind of loses its edge for me. The turning of the chairs is the best part. And I had forgotten they really shook up the judges. So right now it's Reba returns, Gwen Stefani returns, and new judges Snoop Dogg and Michael Bublé. Now, I didn't know what to expect. And lo and behold, I tuned in the middle, and the first audition I see is this young, handsome guy who, Michael Bublé has to be his idol.
Okay.
He did Frank Sinatra. He had this really low, deep voice. He was incredible. Yeah. And you know me, I'm such a harsh critic. I was seriously I was making fun of everyone last night. Sorry, people were stinking it up. I have no notes. This guy was amazing. Jackie? So we're watching, and everyone turns around, and Michael Bublé's the last one, and he doesn't turn around.
Jealous.
And I'm yes! So I say, me and Ben are wait, that's really weird. This guy was obviously put on the show for Michael Bublé. They have people who are so obviously
be dying to be Team Boob.
And then it got me thinking, because then that was the first thing I saw, and then I watched the rest of the episode with this critical eye of Michael Bublé, and I came to the conclusion,
you came in so unbiased.
Him not turning around for that guy was seriously disgraceful. And his reasoning was I don't want to, I want to have, a lot of different artists in different lanes. I don't want to just do one lane. Of course, but you get a team of 20 people. So choose this guy. It was so obvious that this younger, honestly more talented guy, he was threatened. He was literally threatened. And then it really got me thinking about his place on the show because Michael Bublé is really not famous enough to be in that chair. When you think about the people who Alicia Keys, Christina Aguilera, Kelly Clarkson,
I disagree with you because
Michael
you're
Bublé?
naming the biggest ones when you think about Niall Horan, Gwen Stefani, Michael Bublé.
But they're both bigger than Michael Bublé.
I don't think so. And Michael
1000%.
Bublé is so talented. Like his voice. I know you can't listen to him anymore, and I'm not even a Bublé stan, but like I just have to like.
Of course, she's over here defending.
I
Michael
have to
Bublé.
take up the cause. Like he's not out of place there.
No, he's completely out of place. You can tell he feels so threatened, especially because Gwen Stefani, but like Reba and Snoop Dogg, they're like the biggest stars in the world, and he is so corny, Michael Bublé. Jackie, he's literally like, he does not stop trying to make jokes, and he does these like awkward bits, and he's just trying so hard. Like, shut up. Oh my God, he's bothering me so much. And I admit, like, I am completely biased. I think there are two types of people in this world, like people who see the truth about Michael Bublé and people who are still like having the veil, cover their eyes. Like, he is so toxic. Like, I just know it. And the fact that he didn't turn around for that Frank Sinatra looking type of guy, like classic stuff. And he's just, oh my God, he makes the show so unenjoyable. His little bits like behind the scenes with the other judges, like stop.
But they eat that stuff up. Like
no, because I eat that stuff up.
No,
like
you
I
don't.
love that shit.
No,
oh,
you
yes, I do.
don't.
They did so many, especially with Reba and Snoop Dogg. Like I was living for it. And then it got me on like a Snoop Dogg kick. I know everyone's like obsessed with Snoop Dogg, but me and Ben were really surprised because I think like if you're a real vocalist, you might not choose Snoop Dogg. Like that's, he's really known for like branding and obviously like really good music making, but not vocals. So I was like, oh, no one's gonna choose him. And he was giving like to the contestants before they even chose like such good advice. He was so sweet. And he was like wanting to like meet people's families. He adds like really good entertainment value to the show. Like he's fucking hysterical. Me and Ben were dying. But he's such a sweetie. Like he really was giving like dad energy. And it made me like really like him so much. And then I just went on a spiral because I'm like, does Snoop Dogg have a girlfriend? Or like I was just wondering about his personal life. And do you know what I discovered? And I feel like this doesn't get talked about enough.
what, he's been married forever?
To his high school sweetheart. Still married.
Do they have kids?
Yeah.
How many?
Okay, I don't remember like exactly.
But that's
that.
beautiful.
No, I know, and it was just like, why is Snoop Dogg like not getting the P-Jump treatment?
He's getting the P-Jump treatment, but I just feel like we don't even have all the pertinent information for children.
4 kids: Cordell, Corey, Julian, and Cordy.
Cute names. What happened with Julian's name?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they like got over the whole like see.
But then they went back.
He's either like the first or the fourth.
But you just read them. Were they not in birth order?
No, I just like went some random order from Google.
Oh, okay. Oh, Gemini got you down.
Gemini strikes again. So it was kind of an eye-opening experience for me. Like obviously Reba, we knew, and Gwen Stefani, even though like I don't really like fuck with her, she's a good coach. Like she's funny. She likes to like play games with everyone. To a certain like person, like some people love her. Like they're her dream coach. It's really crazy. So
it's crazy.
It's a really good season. Like without Michael Bublé, I am seriously like on the warpath. I hate this man. Like this is an official Michael Bublé hate podcast.
It already was.
Oh, and by the way,
ever since 2020.
Then in my DMs, people were like, "Wait, why? I love Michael Bublé." And I'm like, "Oh, they obviously haven't seen the video."
And that's why he's on the show. Like he has such a big.
Okay, there was like 4 people.
No, but he has such a big audience, like a core audience of like women. I think older women, and he hits that bucket. He just does.
So I was like, oh, they obviously haven't seen the video of Michael Bublé and his wife. And I went to go find it. Jackie, it has been scrubbed from the internet. I could not find it. I searched everywhere. If
I
you
need
can find
to
that
see
video,
it again because I feel like the power of it is waning for me.
No, it's not.
And I need to be like re-upped.
The video, the only thing I could find, the only thing I could find was that they had made like a response video.
Yeah.
She was like speaking in Spanish, being like, thank you guys for looking out for stuff like that. It's so important, but like that's not what's going on here. And he's like hovering in the back, like seriously pinching her, like he's so crazy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, and there's no way you don't, because you can add it to my list of favorite stories. Anytime Michael Bublé comes up, him and his wife like have like a lot of like Instagram followers, and they do like Instagram lives and shit.
Especially in 2020, that was the thing to do.
There was like 2 instances, because one I did find, but that's not the one. The one video is like he doesn't know that they're live yet, and he like literally like physically like grabs and shoves her, and it's like, oh, excuse me, and he doesn't know they're live, and then they know it. Oh, hey, welcome, like serial killer vibes. And then there was another one where she goes to hang up the live, and he thinks that she's done, but she's not, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you. Now you can say that to your spouse, I'm gonna kill you, when there already is evidence. I'm like, yeah, no. He's like, he said it twice before she hung up the live.
Oh my God.
No, this man is no bueno. I'm telling you, he has such an ick vibe. Once you see it, because before I saw that video, I like seriously wouldn't give two shits. I actually went to a Michael Bublé concert. Okay,
Yeah.
like, who cares?
Mr. Christmas, the modern Frank Sinatra.
He's not. He's a hack. But once you see,
Has a nice
once you
voice,
see the
Turdy.
truth,
He has a nice voice.
He has a nice voice. He belongs on a cruise ship. Once you see the truth about Michael Bublé, you cannot unsee it. And so there are two people in this world: people who have seen it and people who just haven't yet.
Got yet being the operative word.
And my favorite Michael Bublé fact that I seriously cannot talk about him without bringing up is Taylor Strecker's favorite story to tell is like, you know, her first marriage, which obviously didn't work out, that like they should have known that something was wrong because their wedding song was Just Haven't Met You Yet, which is literally a song about like not having met the right person.
That's funny. I like Home. That's a good song.
By the way, same.
That's
We need someone else to cover it.
It's like if Michael Bublé does get canceled, like there are going to be a couple songs it's going to be hard to live without.
And I just want to say, like, I am here for the cancelization of Michael Bublé. Like, that is cancel culture I personally support.
Okay. Well,
I'm ready for the world. Like how we just had this, like, we're looking at everything Blake Lively's ever done through new eyes. Let's do that with Michael Bublé.
Well,
okay?
now, the way I feel now, I'm kind of clouded by the Diddy stuff because I'm like, these are some of the worst things I've ever like seen and heard, and like it's hardcore, and we need to take out all that trash before like we start analyzing people's old interviews for like a smirk that was made.
1,000%. And I think like when you look at the hate Blake Lively got, like it's really insane compared to like what bad people actually do.
Right.
P. Diddy. Michael Bublé is not Blake Lively. He's not P. Diddy. He's somewhere in between.
Right. But I'm just saying like the P. Diddy stuff is really like taking up a lot of my like time and energy and cancelizations. Yeah.
I feel that.
And I'm waiting for the names. Like I literally every day wake up looking for the names.
Checking. Yeah. I'm making a list and I'm checking it
because that lawyer said we're getting the names.
Hollywood down. I know. They said we were getting the names with Epstein. Like I can't get excited until the actual list is in front of me.
Yeah. But then people make like fake lists, you know?
They do make fake lists. Jimmy Kimmel.
Chrissy Teigen, John Legend.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's really not cool.
It was, yeah. So I shall wait.
I just haven't met you yet.
Well, thank you for sharing your truth.
You're welcome. And honestly, tune into this most recent season of The Voice. It's fabulous. It's a good family-friendly. Oh, and then they had a 13-year-old. Jackie, you like seriously would have died for this kid. He's the youngest contestant this season. His parents were there like, no, he's an abnormal 13-year-old. All he wants to do is go to church and sing. He dresses like a maitre d', like he was wearing like a blue velvet suit. And the mom was like, we don't like push this on him. Like all he wakes up and he wakes me up. He's like, Mom, we gotta go to church. Like he was so cute. You never heard a voice like this in your fucking life. He sounded like Aretha Franklin. Like it was insane.
Whose team is he on?
Oh,
Michael
me and
Bublé?
Ben were dying. No, everyone turned around for him, so we could have chosen anyone. And we really thought he was going to choose Michael Bublé because like that was the vibe.
Reba.
And so he's talking to everyone. Everyone's giving him advice. And while Reba's giving him advice, Jackie's 13. And he goes, Reba, I just have to say, I'm a survivor. Oh my God, we were cracking up. And then he goes, all right, who are you going to choose? Who are you going to choose? He goes, Reba! It was hysterical. Like, seriously.
I could see, and I think Reba is exactly who he should have chosen as a young man in the industry. Like, I think she'll be a stalwart shepherd.
Yeah, and you have to think about who his parents probably told him to. Like, you know, you get caught up in a bad crowd. I feel like Michael Bublé, it's like a pipeline to bad news. He's so young and impressionable. Like, Reba will be that maternal spirit for him.
You could get caught up in a bad crowd on The Voice.
You really can. No, I'm telling you, Michael Bublé is threatened by, like, when you think about people who have come off The Voice, like Morgan Wallen, Michael Bublé is not of the caliber. He's not impenetrable. Like, it's not impossible for somebody on his team to eventually supersede him.
Yes, but Morgan Wallen like didn't come off The Voice. Like I think we've spoken about this before. Like his success I think was actually like hampered by The Voice. Like I think it's just like something he pretends didn't happen.
Michael Bublé wouldn't have turned around for Morgan Wallen, that's for damn sure.
No. So which
was seriously Jackie, it would have been like someone coming on The Voice, I'm a guest, they sing Toast, and I didn't turn around.
But the thing is, I could see that. And I would have thought his reason for not turning on would have been different. I think the reason that he stayed in made him look like a big weenie.
Jealous.
Because what he could have said, it's like when you're so close to something, like it makes him like the harshest critic of that genre. right? Like if that person came on and didn't sing Toast but sang something else, like you might be more inclined to turn around because like you're not as close in it.
The way you will jump through hoops to defend toxic men like Liam Payne and Michael Bublé.
Defend Liam Payne.
It's noted. How about that? Like I can't just come on here and speak my truth. Ugh, you guys have no idea.
I was on FaceTime this morning with a friend. And
I was friends.
And we were just like talking about life, whatever. And so many times I just like, my brain just like crapped out. Like I was looking for a word that like wasn't a difficult word. I still didn't find it. And I was like, this doesn't bode well for the show today. Like, you know, don't discount my words.
Sometimes that happens and you just need to, I'm glad you brought it up. So if people are like, what was wrong with Jackie today? She explained it at the top of the show. Yeah. It's so important to set the scene. That's why I always share when I have my period.
I thought maybe like I hadn't finished my first coffee. Now I'm on my second coffee. But also I don't really have anything to say to the charges that you just levied at me. I don't have anything to say.
Oh, because you know I spoke nothing but truths.
No, because I'm not going to waste my time on this. And I'm certainly not going to waste my time on Liam Payne or Michael Bublé. I'll save my arguments for a better case.
I think that's fair.
So yeah, I think Michael Bublé should be canceled.
Agreed.
I think that he should be thrown to the wolves.
Lock him up and throw away the key.
Go to bed without supper.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that on the, and same for Liam Payne.
Agreed. Oh, so nice to finally have a co-host like I really see eye to eye with.
I'm going to give it a shot. Let's see how it goes.
Just being like an agreeable queen?
Just being like agreeable. I think it's going to be so boring, but maybe I don't have the fight in me today. Like I'm doing hurricane prep.
It's so true. Could she be doing more?
Like there's just a lot going on. So I'm gonna see where it takes me to just
like being agreeable.
Agreeing with you. Let's see how you guys like it.
Yeah, no, it may be boring for the listeners. For me, it's going to be a treat.
Well, I don't think our stories are that controversial.
Right. So it's going to be easy for you today.
But we'll see. You never know. You just never
know. We also
know.
have Dear Toasters, but we usually align on Dear Toasters.
We do, because at the end of the day, our core tenets are simpatico.
Simpatico-ness, yeah.
Simpatico core tenets. I feel like Michael Bublé would have a song called Simpatico.
I feel like Michael Bublé is mean to his wife. It's just a feeling.
Well, they're still together, right? And that was 4 years ago. You should call her up.
Which, just so you know, like, is not any, like, it's not an indication.
No, but
that
it's
I'm
like
wrong.
we're not going to get more info.
No, there's no tell-all book coming out.
No. But there should be. And then we burn them at the stake.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying. So we have quite a lot to get into today.
Yeah. And now, without further ado about Michael Boo.
Wait. I had a dream last night that today's episode was 38 minutes long.
Oh, a nightmare.
I know.
No, I mean, we're in our typical cadence almost.
Yeah, but we're tracking well.
We're tracking. Plus, Dear Toasters, it's going to be 5 hours.
Yeah.
So without further ado, here are the fast 5 stories that you do need to know.
And today's episode is brought to you by Quince. You know, it's the time of year, the weather is turning cooler, and there is so much to look forward to. Chili, things in the crock pot, football season, perhaps you're a pumpkin spice latte girl, and of course, slipping into a cozy sweater from Quince. So Quince is known for their Mongolian cashmere sweaters starting at $50. And it's not just that. All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. So that includes like sickening leather jackets, cardigans made of cotton, soft denim. I'm very much in my soft denim era, especially on the toast. Like nobody needs to know that it's not like, you know, denim. I'm obsessed with soft denim and Quince is just like crushing it. They have so much more too. So Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. And of course, premium fabrics and finishes for that luxury feel in every piece. So their products are really top quality. They're also like on par with really luxe brands, but their pricing is so much better. They cut out the middleman and they pass the savings on to the customer, which is so fabulous. So get cozy in Quince's high quality wardrobe essentials. Go to quince.com/toast for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. I can tell you, actually, I have a cashmere sweater from Quince that now is like 3 years old and you would never know. It wears so well. It's so versatile. I actually wear it in the summer sometimes too. Everything I get from Quince is, you could tell, so well made because it wears so well. And you just don't need to buy as much clothing when you're investing in better clothing. So go to quince.com/toast to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/TOAST. Today's episode is also brought to you by Game Time. Game Time is the number one place to buy tickets, and they have a new feature called Game Time Picks. It makes getting tickets for concerts and events so much easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff, and they're only showing you incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. So if you've used Game Time, you know how premium it is, and you know that like in this day and age, going to get tickets for a concert, especially like something popular, really feels like modern war. It's so stressful, it's so expensive, and by the time you like find a seat that you like, by the time you go to check out, it has tripled in price with fees and like all these hidden things. Game Time, they allow you to see all in pricing, so the number that you see is the number that you pay. They have amazing deals. So they have seat views where they're giving panoramic views of your seat in the app before you buy. They offer the lowest price guaranteed, or they will credit you 110% of the difference. And they offer the Game Time ticket coverage. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. And again, Game Time Picks. So it's this curation that makes it easier for you to save more on sports, concert, comedy, theater, and more. You can get tickets to really anything on Game Time. It's just a great app to have on your phone. If you're like in a fabulous city and you find yourself like with a hot date wanting to do something fun, you can get tickets to sports, concerts, comedy shows. So take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use our code TOAST. It'll get you $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code TOAST for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What is it? It's Game Time. It's giving High School Musical.
What time is it? Game time.
Today's episode is also brought to you by Nutrafol, the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand. Trusted by over 1 million people, you see thicker, stronger, and faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. Now, I know you look at me and you say, oh, this girl has perfect hair. What can she tell me about hair shedding? And let me tell you, like last year was probably one of the worst years for my hair ever. I've never taken anything for hair. Like I've always just been blessed, not to brag, with like strong, delicious, shiny hair. And in 2023, like I experienced true hair shedding, like brushing my hair, taking in the shower, like you never saw so much hair on the floor in your life. In my vacuum, I was just like freaking out. I'd never happened to me before. Turns out that it was from like a change in diet when I lost a lot of weight, and that's what Nutrafol does. They target the root cause. So like you could be shedding your hair because of like stress. For me, it was a change in diet. Obviously, like prepartum, postpartum, all those things can affect your hair. And so Nutrafol is going to target the root cause because everybody has different root causes. It's physician formulated. The ingredients are 100% free. It was probably the most recommended thing. I did like a bunch of things. I would say that Nutrafol was like the most recommended hair growth supplement. And it's really just, I can't recommend it enough. With their subscription, you can build a hair growth routine really simply. So get results you can run your fingers through. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off their first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com. Enter promo code TheToast. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, promo code TheToast. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code TheToast.
Thank you, promo code TheTurt.
The Bears. Like, I don't know what commercial that was that like really had such a profound impact on me, where they were like, the Bears. What commercial is that?
The Turt.
It's like obviously a commercial for somebody's sports, like I feel like a cable package or whatever.
I don't think it was a commercial.
The Bears. No, it was.
By the way, I just saw a video of Michael Bublé Gate. And I've had my
You
boost.
did? How did you find it?
I had my yearly booster.
Text it to me. I need a booster.
Okay. It's really bad.
It's worse than I remember?
No, probably not
seriously,
worse than
Jackie,
you remember.
I spent like 25 minutes looking for it
It's
last
on
night. How did you find it?
Facebook.
Oh, I did YouTube and TikTok.
YouTube and TikTok. Why not Google? What about your best friend Gemini? Why didn't you call your best friend Gemini? Maybe she could help
she
you.
found it.
Maybe she could help
hold on.
you.
I need to watch it, you guys. Little face. Oh, it's worse than I remember.
Yeah.
It's like actually not funny.
No, it's not funny. Just your, oh!
Okay. So now you're not even just being agreeable. You actually agree.
I agree. Michael Bublé is not what he seems. To what
Michael
degree?
Bublé is over party.
To what degree? I couldn't say, but he's not what he seems.
He's not what he seems. There's dark energy in that home.
Which is a great segue into our first story.
Ooh, what is our first story?
The
Housemaid?
Is about a home with dark energy because the book, The Housemaid by Freida McFadden, which is a fantastic thriller that you'll read in less than 24 hours, and you should read it. Because
I literally read it in 2 hours.
Literally. Because it's being turned into a movie, yay. And casting news has come out and director news, and it's fire.
It's Fire. It's probably was the most read thriller last year, probably.
Well, one, I think most Freida McFadden books are free on Kindle Unlimited, so that like does good for her. But also, it's like just the easiest read.
And if you ever like looked into Freida McFadden and her career, it's so impressive. She's like not a writer by trade. She's like because she writes about like deeply disturbed people. She is like a psychiatrist, and she writes these little short stories like for fun, and also like I think part of her like patience like healing journey is to like read these books, and she publishes them, and she has become huge. I wonder if she's still like a practicing psychiatrist.
She's one of the biggest thriller authors, and they're not short stories, they're full novels, but they're such quick reads that it feels like short stories.
No, and she has never once failed. Like I've never guessed the plot twist. Like she always comes out of left field, and it's not like unbelievable. I hate when people do like a plot twist in a book or a movie that makes no fucking sense. No, hers, they were like in front of me the entire time, and I never guessed it.
Yeah, so The Housemaid is going to be turned into a movie, and it will be starring Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried. Now, if you've read the book, this casting is so perfect because the younger actress does resemble the older one a lot. They're very similar, and I never thought Sydney Seyfried looked alike, but they're twins. And they're both like such good actresses. Like it's going to be quality. The director is Paul Feig, who did Bridesmaids and A Simple Favor. So like this is going to be, I think this is going to be one of the few projects where the movie is just as good as the book.
I have a lot of high hopes as well. I do want to say one thing, not to be negative, because, you know, I just discovered, like most people, Sydney Sweeney in Euphoria. And I actually remember coming on the show and recapping, because she, in the second season, it was really a lot about her. She was so fantastic. Like, really some of the best acting I've seen. I thought she totally should have won the Emmy for that, like, throw-up scene in the hot tub. And I thought it was cool, like, that she really was so talented. In addition, I think she gets a lot of attention because she's really beautiful, but she does have, like, the acting chops to match. And then I saw Anyone But You. And I wanted to take back every positive thing I'd ever said about her acting skills. It was actually, like, comically bad, her acting. And now I feel so torn. Like, I can't tell if Sydney Sweeney's an amazing actress or a bad one. Like, I need to see The Housemaid, and then I'll make my final decree.
Yeah, that was an initial thought when I was actually thinking about this, but I pushed it down.
It was or it wasn't? It
was. Like,
Are you just being agreeable?
I didn't mention it because I was being agreeable and just being excited about the news. Mm-hmm. But like,
and I am excited.
I could see her ruining this movie. Like that's
okay.
It's a possibility.
Thank you for saying that.
I'm not saying she's going to, and I pray that she won't. But like, that's possible.
Because Sydney Sweeney is like the biggest star in Hollywood, and she's done like a couple of movies since Euphoria. I think the only one that people really saw was Anyone But You.
She's also in that White Lotus.
Oh, yeah.
But she didn't have a huge role. She's just like being a bitch on the beach. Like that's
And so that's easy. The thing. She was very similar in Euphoria. She was like that bitchy high school popular cheerleader. I think she's really good at that. Maybe she's really mean in real life. Like I don't know how well she's gonna
play like meek little housemaid.
Yeah, and Anyone But You, she was supposed to play this like down on her luck, you know, millennial. Like it was not good. It was really bad.
So that's a possibility. A concern. However, I'm going to override it.
No, and Amanda Seyfried does have experience in these like spooky types of movies. She made this one really weird movie called Chloe with Julianne Moore. Like seriously, don't watch it. It was so weird, but it was very spooky, and she crushed it. So, and she's kind of a chameleon. Like she could be Karen from Mean Girls, and then she could be Elizabeth Holmes. Like she really is a chameleon. So I have no concerns about her.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
Do you?
I have less
concerns
about her. I guess I haven't watched like so much of her stuff.
I also didn't know that they were making this into a movie, and that's just like that was part of the news for me too, and that's exciting.
I think this has the potential to be the next Gone Girl. The story itself.
Wow, that's a great call.
Like the way that this story happens, like I think it could be just as big, and they're giving it everything they've got. So I think they couldn't have chosen like a better movie. However, we said all of these things about The Perfect Couple on Netflix. It's Netflix. Yeah. It's Nicole Kidman. It's Liev Schreiber. And like,
wait, is this like in theaters or is this on a streamer? Because Netflix does have a way of ruining books.
Oh, interesting. No,
I think they did not do a good job with Luckiest Girl Alive.
Lionsgate. So I guess they'll make some
theaters.
Yeah, perhaps. Pretend.
That's promising.
Yeah.
Who do we think is going to be like the husband?
I mean, it's kind of irrelevant who the husband is.
No, actually, the husband plays a really important role because you need to. I don't want to spoil anything.
Don't spoil anything.
I know. You need to
just have a lot of faces.
Yeah,
like be the sweet husband.
And you need a really talented actor for the husband, for real.
Okay. Anyways, I think this is all very exciting news.
It is. And I think that we often hear like blank book is getting picked up, option for a movie, TV show. But to actually have casting news, knowing that the ball is getting rolling, like every book I ever liked is being technically somebody bought the rights to and they never get made.
Yeah.
So this is actually like it's probably in production, like, the script is being written. That's very exciting. I'm happy for Frida.
It is very exciting. I'm also happy for Frida.
I'm so glad. And I do hope, and I think when I was recapping It Ends With Us, I think really the success in that movie was they did not change like huge things.
Yeah.
And Frida is such a master of like plot and plot twists that if they try to put their Hollywood spin on it, like I've never once been surprised by like a Hollywood movie. They don't know how to do it. Like
except Frida, Shutter Island.
True. But Quentin Tarantino is not doing this film, even though he should. Correct.
Even though
I really hope
this should be Scorsese.
Yep.
Step aside, Feig. Leave it to Scorsese.
I really hope they don't mess with like the bones and the structure because it is perfect.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll add a lot. They'll probably add characters like a friend,
a kooky neighbor.
But this is good. Let's take the win.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see ya when it's out. Plus, there's a Housemaid too. So if this is a bonanza, there's potential for a sequel.
And the Housemaid 2 was good. Like we knew the formula at this point, so it like wasn't amazing, but it was a good read.
I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, they were in that apartment.
She lives in the city, yeah.
Yeah, she's in the city and she's working for a woman in her apartment.
On the Upper West Side in the Dakota where John Lennon lived.
In like a Pargy apartment. Also,
Pargy.
This could, and I'm not going to say anything more because that could spoil something. Except that it's worth knowing that Sydney Sweeney is the housemaid. So if there's Housemaid 2, Sydney Sweeney would be in Housemaid 2.
There's like a actually really disturbing part of that book. The end.
We'll discuss offline.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to spoil something that's coming out in Jackie, 6 years.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Teeth?
No, we'll discuss offline.
Okay, so you obviously like weren't impacted because if I said teeth and you knew what I was talking, you obviously weren't impacted by that scene like I was.
No, I was kind of reading them very quickly.
Yeah, that was a good like time in my life discovering Frida.
Yeah, Bad Teacher.
Now I've read all
she
of
has
them.
Did you read The Teacher by Frida? That's her most recent.
No, because the last Frida I read, I Fridaed a little too close to the sun.
But I think you could be ready for some more Frida. I think
I could actually. But sometimes, like, there are Frida books. What's the one about that abandoned house? Like, that couple goes to see a house because they think they want to buy it and they get snowed in for the weekend?
The thing about Frida books is you're not going to remember the titles, really. However...
Yeah, they're so arbitrary.
It's called, like
House on the Hill. Like
No, or, like, I could live here.
Never Lie. Yes, thank you.
Never Lie.
To me, that's Frida's best book. And... dead ass, do not read that book alone at night. Like it takes a lot for me to like be afraid of a book shaking.
For me, that was one of the few 4-star Frida reads.
What? But that twist was so good. It was so good. Oh my God.
I think I had too much Frida. I've read in total though 4 Frida books.
I've read way more.
She has so many.
She's a queen. How much money do you think she has? Like a lot, right?
I don't know. She gives her books away for free on Kindle Unlimited.
I think she has a deal with Amazon because I think a lot of people get Kindle Unlimited because of all the Frida books. Like she's a huge pull for them. I think Amazon pays her handsomely. I don't think she's doing charity work.
No, not charity, but she's not making every book sale.
She's very taken care of.
I think so.
She also sells physical copies.
I think she's very taken care of because she set the volume.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyways, are you ready for our next story?
Mm-hmm.
Someone who we actually haven't discussed in this episode yet, but all the other people we've been talking about like feel like her, so it feels like we've already spoken about her.
Who?
Anne Hathaway.
Oh, I'm obsessed with this. Let's go.
Anne Hathaway is apologizing for a cringe interview with the same reporter who almost quit over her nightmare Blake Lively interview. So yeah, we talked about the Blake Lively interviews, and actually there is some more to this lady's story because the reporter named Flaa, or Kirsty Flaa.
Yeah, she's like Dutch.
Yeah, she shared a clip of a interview from 2012 with Anne Hathaway when she was promoting Les Mis.
So this is the woman who, if you guys remember, that really started the Blake Lively cancellation. That video resurfaced, and it resurfaced because Flaa released it. And so I think she was like hoping to get the same like attention with this. And she actually is. Like, this made a lot of waves. It came up on my TikTok, and I think it's on par. I think it's worse than Blake Lively's. Like, it's this was probably Anne Hathaway's like darkest time. This is when everyone disliked her. She took herself so seriously. When she won the Oscar, she said she will use it as a weapon against self-doubt. Like, she was insufferable. This was the worst time to be Anne Hathaway, in my opinion.
Two roads diverge. To be agreeable?
No. Tell me your truth.
So I saw the clip that she like spliced together. It was like 3 different moments from the interview. Like, one, how long was the interview? That like you found 3 moments where your questions didn't go the way that you wanted. The first thing that she said, she joked that she was gonna sing the first question to Anne, and that Anne would sing the answer back. Like, no.
Okay, so that's a reference in Les Mis because they like talk sing.
Yeah.
And she also did it to Hugh Jackman. And he loved it. He was like, yes, thank you so much.
Like, that's Hugh Jackman. But anyway, so she said, I was going to sing the question to you, could sing back the answer. And Anne Hathaway she was like, well, I won't be doing that, but you're more than welcome to sing.
And like, it's important to know like the tone in which she said it. She said, well, I won't be doing that, but you're more than welcome to sing. Like, it was curt.
It was curt. And then she later in the interview asked, like, do you remember your first crush? And she answered no. And then she also asked, do you believe that like love was more passionate during the film, the time that the film took place? And she said no.
So,
but then it's so funny because it's like, so this is a bad look for Anne Hathaway, yet at the same time women are also like being encouraged, like, no is a full sentence.
Okay, so no is a full sentence, but not in this scenario. I actually think the first question, like, I am with Anne on. Like, please.
Do you remember your
alone.
First crush?
No,
Singing?
Can I sing with you? Like, I agree, Anne. Like, no. The other two, like, when someone's interviewing you and you give them nothing, like, that is like actually so rude. And Anne Hathaway was like, obviously A, in a mood, or B, this is like who she was at that time. I don't believe that she's like that now. But like, why are you sitting down for an interview if you have nothing to say? Like, it just makes the person's job difficult, and interviewing celebrities like is difficult enough. But at the same time,
but
like,
I can't make that call because I've not seen the rest of the interview. So like, she
right, how did it go?
And Anne Hathaway is actually like a very verbose person. So like, what were the other questions? Did she answer them at length? Were these like the 3 curt moments that you found?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, the journalist then shared that Anne Hathaway's publicist emailed her, and it was a note that Anne wrote to the publicist and asked to forward to the journalist, just basically explaining, like, she apologized first.
So this is what Flaa said. I have to say I was pretty shocked. I had not expected her to reach out to me at all. I thought she was never going to even see that video, but she did, and she did something pretty amazing. She revealed that Anne sent her a long email explaining what she was going through at the time and apologizing for giving Flaa an awful interview. Then Flaa also said that it was a very personal note, and we decided that I wouldn't share exactly what was in that email, but I just wanted to share with you guys what she did because I thought that was just so amazing. So
now the thing is, maybe I could, if this video like organically went viral, like Flaa didn't release it herself, like maybe I would have something different to say. But the to make your bones off of, because nobody had heard of this woman as a journalist prior to this. Now they know her as like the woman who kind of gotchas people. And like, to me, that's so bad faith that even though like I do think like Anne Hathaway was being a bitch and a half, like I kind of don't care.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling too. And like, when you do see that Anne Hathaway clip, like, you always have to like give someone the benefit of the doubt. Like, you don't know what they're going through. Like, everyone has like
bad moments,
hard days, bad moments. And so then Anne wrote this email telling her that she was going through something, and it was clearly something big enough that Flaa is not going to share. So great. Like, how do you got her. You got her.
Making a career off of like being the canceller, like, that's what started the whole Blake Lively thing. Like, I don't know, to me that's like not a way I would ever want to become famous, but that maybe that's just me. And I would love to see, I'm sure there are plenty of men who have been like really rude to this woman. Like, I don't know, her obsession with like putting like successful women on blast. Like, I don't know, it feels like such bad intentions that even though at the core of it, like, you watch that interview and like Anne's in the wrong, it's hard to root for this woman.
I agree, even though like really when you the 3 instances that she's like showing, it's so easy to like jump to be like, that's mean. But
right.
I don't know. We need more context. All she said was no. Like she answered, like she wasn't like, that's a dumb question. Do you remember your first
crush is stupid?
Yeah. And
she didn't say, actually a bad
she
question.
Didn't say no, why would you ask that? She just said no.
No. And the other question about being, do you think people sacrificed more?
The love was like more passionate in that time. No? Like,
it's just a stupid question. Who fucking cares? Like,
right. I do feel like we have the same conclusion, which is that like Flaa, I don't think she has the greatest of intentions.
No, I'm in agreement. I think she really liked a lot of the attention she received for that Blake interview, and she's just trying to like muster up more of that.
And like is going maybe back to her old interviews and like finding moments that out of context like do make a person look bad. And it's like, one, context is key, and two, you don't know what a person is going through on the day of that interview. Just like Flaa said on her own interview with Blake Live, like she was dealing with a lot at that time.
And Flaa also said that Anne has asked her to interview her for her upcoming movie. So there'll be like a moment where Anne is probably just so chatty and positive with Flaa.
And then she'll get criticized for being like weird and chatty
Fake.
and too much personality and like what's wrong. Like there's no winning.
No, this sucks for Anne Hathaway because I feel like she's made a lot of progress and she's done a lot of work on herself to become, like, people love her now. She's like a fashion queen. Her most recent works have been like really critically acclaimed. But there was a time where like Anne Hathaway could not get arrested. Like nobody could say one positive thing about her. Everyone found her annoying and whatever. And so I think she's made a lot of progress in becoming, really getting back in the good graces of public opinion. And I think this probably rattled her.
Yeah. I just want to say, like, for me, it doesn't change how I feel about Anne. Plus the fact that it's from that time that she's already like moved on from. And clearly who she is today, like, isn't who she was then.
Yeah, like I have made peace with everything Anne Hathaway did while she had a pixie cut.
And at the end of the day, her crime here was that she said no twice and like didn't want to sing in an interview, which I couldn't relate to that.
Yeah, and if you are going through something personally and like you're on a press junket like all day long, by the time this person rolls in, you're just like, no, I'm not going to sing.
Like, no, I don't remember my first crush.
I mean, I do. Obviously, Maverick and I are different.
So I asked the wrong girl.
Yeah. Jackie, do you believe love was more passionate back then? Oh, sorry. Jackie, do you believe love was more passionate back then?
No. I think that's such a big question. Like that's can't be.
Oh, and mind you,
be answered in like one sentence. You
could
write a
true
book on
press
that.
Junkets. Like when you're like a movie star and you do a press junket, they like book like a huge hotel room. They black it out. You sit there all day, and 45 reporters come in, and they each get like 7 minutes. It's like. Seriously, probably one of the worst experiences. I could never. You answer the same questions about the same thing for days and days and days. So when this woman came in with her singing questions, like, no. No.
Okay, so that's the latest.
With
and that's how Flaa sees it.
That literally is how Flaa sees it.
Are you ready for our next story?
Yeah.
Which is how Donna Kelce sees it.
Mm-hmm.
So Donna is doing her least favorite thing, and that is answering questions about Taylor
Swift.
Tailored, because the Glamour Women of the Year awards were in New York City last night, and
Donna was on the cover.
Donna was there.
We didn't even talk about that, like that the Glamour like did the moms on the cover. They had Beyonce's mom, Phineas, and Willie's mom, Travis's mom, and who was the fourth? Beyonce. Did I say Beyonce?
You said Beyonce.
Yeah. Beyonce, Travis, Phineas and Willie, and...
do you want me to pull it up?
Selena.
Anyway, so Donna was there at the awards.
Oh, wait, sorry, which I just want to say, like, I loved. We never get a chance to recap it because it was Rosh Hashanah, but I thought that was so different.
Agreed.
And, like, and love the moms getting
support
the
for
moment.
mothers.
Like, I actually thought that was brilliant.
More of that.
And they chose something. Like we're always saying, people do listen, they never choose. They chose mothers. I love that.
Yeah, and they chose like, four really strong candidates from different buckets. Like, and so the fact that there was 4 didn't bother me because
Agreed.
They were all doing something different.
Where was Andrea Swift? Continue.
So Donna was on the red carpet and she was asked
her least favorite place.
She was asked, like, no offense, a really like inappropriate question, which was,
let me hear.
Will Travis propose to Taylor?
Oh my God. People are actually not okay.
Yeah. And she said, nobody knows that. We will see what happens. You never know. I think it was page 6 that asked the question.
Classic.
She also said that her kids...
But why would they even ask that? As if she'd be like, yeah, he's actually planning to do it a month from now with a ring that looks like this. Like,
no, absurd. And you know how she crumbles when asked about Taylor because she like doesn't... She wants to be coy and respectful, and then she comes off kind of like aloof and rude.
She is so afraid of saying the wrong thing that she would rather come off as nasty, which she often does. She's not a mean person.
No.
It's how she comes off because she is so afraid. It's better than saying the wrong thing.
Yeah. So she said, nobody knows that. We'll see what happens. You never know, which is a perfect answer to a bad question.
Agreed. And like, honestly, I feel like Donna Kelce's at a point in her career where she can like go on the carpet. When you do a red carpet, there's 2 parts of it. All the photographers, you stand there and take pictures. And then the second half is like page 6, TV, E-News. That's like cameras. And that's what Kelce does, right? Like you get interviewed by someone and it is recorded, whether it's audio or video. And most mega celebrities do the photos and then skip that second part. I think Donna Kelce's at a point in her life, and also for like her mental health, where she needs to skip the second part of the carpet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because she does interviews, like Glamour, she sat down for an interview. They would never ask her that. Like controlled interviews, she should do. Like red carpet mania, she's not built for.
No. And yeah, just being in Taylor's world, you can't just put yourself in a position where people can just have access to ask you anything.
Yeah, she's surpassed it.
Yeah, but I think she was having fun. It was her big night.
Donna's night out. Like, and by the way, Beyonce showed up to the event.
Let's
go. Deanna, let's go. I love that. And yeah, Beyonce was there. I think people were like quaking. They didn't think she was going to show up. But like, it was for her mom. Like Beyonce she's a star and she's too good for Glamour Women of the Year, but not in support of her mom.
Totally. And then did you see Taylor and Travis are headed to the East Coast for his bye week?
No, but
and then she got on the plane at 6 and he got on the plane at 7. So she was like,
she waited an hour?
Yeah, but I'm sure
maybe she had like a call or something.
No, I'm sure like he was getting all his shit. Like, you know, it takes.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I got to get dressed and stay alert because, you know, yesterday as I was leaving the studio, I got a text message from Zero Bond. They're like, hey, we'll be closed today, like last minute, like starting at 3. I'm like, oh.
Oh, you think?
Oh, they're coming.
Like for me, it was yesterday. I'm like, oh, Hurricane Milton, classic.
No, but it was yesterday and Taylor wasn't there. But I thought for sure, I'm like, maybe if I stand outside, like I can't do that. Like,
no,
but maybe.
No, you can. But maybe if you stand outside and wear a kilt, she'll notice you.
Perhaps.
So that'll be some exciting content. You think they're headed to the city? I think they should go to Holiday House. Like it's so much better.
Oh, are they not confirmed? I thought you said they were coming to the city.
East Coast is what I saw.
Oh,
I
guess
feel like
someone
they
always go to the city.
They could have seen where they landed, but I didn't.
Is
take
there
it
anything
that far.
big going on in the city? Last time they flew right to the city because they had a wedding and then the U.S. Open.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything fabulous going on? When it's like a big week, they're always here.
Yeah,
like Fashion Week stuff. But there's like nothing going on this week. I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's a Holiday House sort of week.
I mean, if I owned Holiday House, like every bye week would be a Holiday House
never leave.
Type of week. I would never leave.
Yeah.
Broke bitches should never laugh.
And then, yeah, that's the tailored update for the day.
Oh, I'm so excited for them. Do you think she was like so mad on the plane waiting for an hour?
I think that's what the article tried to make it seem like, but no, like he has to pack. Maybe he had a team meeting and she would rather like wait on her plane and have dinner than like go to a restaurant in KC.
Right. Her plane is like actually so secure. There's not many places she could just post up.
Yeah. I think it's totally fine to like post up on the jet.
On the plane. Yeah.
Like, I don't think it was like she was waiting for him. Well, she was waiting for him, but maybe he had a team meeting, is all I'm saying.
Maybe, yeah.
Or like a call with 7 lawyers.
That's the thing. Like, if you have calls and you're like, oh, you know, I'll just take it on the plane while I wait for Travis. Like, it's kind of like not a big deal.
Or maybe he was like picking up the engagement ring from a local jeweler.
That's a better. Yeah, that's definitely it.
Are you ready for our next story?
Yeah. What number?
Number 4.
Yeah.
The Office star Jenna Fischer reveals her breast cancer diagnosis. So this was really big news yesterday because Jenna Fischer revealed that she was diagnosed with breast cancer last year. She announced the news via Instagram on Tuesday in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And she shared that back in October 2023, she posted a photo of herself on Instagram preparing for her routine mammogram with a joking reminder to take care of your ticking time bags, a la Michael Scott. After inconclusive results on that mammogram due to dense breast tissue, my doctor ordered a breast ultrasound. They found something in my left breast. A biopsy was ordered. Then on December 1st, 2023, I learned I had stage 1 triple positive breast cancer. She shared that she underwent treatment and is cancer-free now. So, of course, encouraging women to get checked. But I think nobody knew that she had been dealing with this for a year.
No, and she shared not that this is the most important thing, but the photo she had shared, she wrote in her caption, thanks to Angela Kinsey's husband who took this photo of me, who's Angela from The Office.
Right, and they do their podcast together, right?
Yeah, and her husband, Angela's husband, I guess, is a photographer, and they had this really cute photo taken of her to show off her new, because she had lost her hair. So it was just a cute Office reference.
Yeah, but also knowing they do their podcast Office Ladies.
Yeah, it's really popular.
One of the bigger podcasting female duos, not to pit female podcasting duos against one another, and that they've been doing that in this entire year while she's been going through this.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
Yeah. So
no, she's a queen, and I feel like people really love her. If you're an Office fan, she's your favorite.
Jim. Yeah, Pam and Jim.
Pam and Jim.
Yeah.
The people from The Office, all did such different things.
Yeah, while also not having to do anything.
So random. But, Dwight Schrute, what's his name? Rainn Wilson in real life. He has a podcast. Mm-hmm. And he had actually found himself, this week, in a little bit of hot water from his podcast because he had Trisha Paytas on. And Trisha, for those who don't know, you remember the Frenemies time Trisha was doing this podcast. I guess that was a time she really, really does not like to talk about, more so because I think she was experiencing a psychotic break, and it was all filmed. And even though people love the show and whatever, she looks back on that as one of the worst times. And she was explaining she doesn't talk about it because she literally can't. And he was just not having it and kept forcing her to answer these questions about that particular time. Now, granted, I don't think he knew any of this, but do research on your guests. And he's getting actually some heat for it because she was so uncomfortable, and he was acting kind of inappropriate.
That's weird. Why does he even
care?
Yes, and also I feel every movie I watch, he is low-key in it. He was just in Lessons in Chemistry.
Oh yeah.
He's literally in every movie. Why are you also podcasting?
I feel him and Jim Gaffigan have to hate each other because I feel they go out for all the same roles. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't associate.
Because honestly, if you were to ask me who was the boss of the TV station in Lessons in Chemistry, I would have said Jim Gaffigan. I feel they're literally twins.
I didn't even realize that it was Dwight Schrute until the credits say Rainn Wilson. I'm oh yeah. I don't know. He's just a very successful working actor. I just don't feel you also need to podcast.
And interview Trisha Paytas.
Right.
It's okay to have a lane sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you ready for our fifth and final story? Some very exciting news for Vanessa Lachey.
Is it very exciting news for Vanessa Lachey that's brought to you by Ro, perchance?
Yes.
Okay, that's so good to know. So you guys might know Ro. We talk about it all the time. And if you've heard of, these drugs, GLP-1 medications, Ozempic, Wegovy, obviously your girl over here had a fabulous experience with those drugs. And you don't know where to start and you're interested in taking that journey, check out Ro, because these drugs are effective, but they are expensive and they are hard to get, and that's where Ro comes in. So if you're curious about it, that's where Ro might be a good partner for you. So through Ro, you can access prescription compounded GLP-1s with the same weight loss ingredients as the brand name GLP-1s, but at a fraction of the cost. And I will say, the first 8 months that I was on these drugs, I was doing a compounded GLP-1 and I had an amazing experience. So Ro has compounded GLP-1s in stock now, and you can get it in 1 to 4 days if you qualify. Once you become a Ro member, you'll have support throughout the process, and if you're eligible for medication, patients will have access to their provider on demand for any questions or concerns that you might have. So you can see if you qualify from the comfort of your home, which means no scheduling a doctor's appointment, no commute to the doctor's office, no waiting rooms. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to you in 1 to 4 days. I cannot recommend this experience enough. I feel I took charge of my health journey at the end of 2022, and it was the best thing I did for myself. And I think a lot of people don't know where to start. It can be really confusing. So check out Ro. Go to ro.co/toast. Membership start at just $99 for your first month. Medication costs are separate. That's ro.co/toast. Go to ro.co/safety For black box warning and full safety information, compounded medication is not required to and does not receive an FDA review or approval, RX only. Today's episode is also brought to you by Youthtopia by Origins. So Origins, which I'm sure you guys are all familiar with, they are a leader in plant-powered high-performance skincare, have a new innovation. It is Youthtopia. It's a groundbreaking collection tapping into the universal symbol of health, the apple. They are delivering transformative results to protect your skin's future. So at the core of Youthtopia are two products. Their peptide plumping apple cream and the refining apple peel. It's bursting with activated stem cells and powerful peptides. It helps you hold on to the smooth, plumping, and bouncy skin that you have, but for longer. Supernatural, obviously, like apples are even something as small as an apple. Simple and somehow complex. Really, like, full of good nutrients and ingredients, and I love that Youthtopia is tapping into that for their new products. So experience more radiant skin in just 1 week with the refining apple peel, while the peptide plumping apple cream will provide instant plumping effects and all-day antioxidant protection. So I feel like probably everyone has like an Origins product in their skincare routine. They're really reliable and like OG skincare brand, and their products are made really well with really high quality ingredients, so you can trust them. And check out their new innovation, Youthtopia. Prepare your skin for the future with Youthtopia by Origins. You can discover the transformative power of apples in skincare today. Available now at origins.com. That's origins.com. You can also shop it at Ulta. And again, it's Youthtopia, the new line of fabulous skincare from your favorite brand, Origins. Today's episode is also brought to you by GNC. So some of the most common side effects of GLP-1 medication it's a nice basket of issues you get. A lot of people report upset stomach, or the opposite, constipation, poor gut health, diarrhea, gas, just like additional belly issues. And luckily, GNC has got solutions to cover it all. So if you're feeling run down and you're looking for overall GI support, you can boost your gut flora and immune health with probiotics. If you have digestion issues, you can get help with digestive enzymes. They basically support your digestion by breaking down what you eat. If you have an upset stomach, help calm it down with ginger. If you're experiencing constipation, you can find relief with support from fiber. So take care of your gut with nature-based solutions from GNC, the number one choice for high quality supplements since 1935. That is my number one piece of advice if you are going to go on this journey, just to be like well prepared for any possible side effects. And nausea obviously being like a huge one for people, stomach issues. Shopping at GNC and like making sure you're stocked up, staying hydrated, like taking different supplements, different, fiber supplements, it can really make the process a lot smoother, and I think you'll be a lot happier that you did. So make sure to check out everything you could possibly need at GNC. If you're fresh off a GLP-1, make sure to hang on to your results with delicious high-protein shakes and meal replacements, plus 25% off. Save now on all GNC Total Lean at gnc.com/toast. Use our code TOAST25 for 25% off the whole lineup. That's gnc.com/TOAST. Our code is TOAST25 for 25% off the whole lineup. Check it out. You won't regret it.
Thank you, TURT.
Oh, you forgot my name. Okay, yeah.
TURT.
What's up?
Our fifth and final story, Mazel Tov to Vanessa Lachey, because Love is Blind Season 1 couple Amber and Barnett are expecting their first baby.
Yeah, this is huge for annoying bitches like Vanessa Lachey.
Amber and Barnett, who met and tied the knot in Season 1, announced they were expecting their first baby on Tuesday's episode of the Love Seat podcast hosted by Lawrence Speed Hamilton and Cameron Hamilton.
Of course.
So Amber shared the news, saying, over the summer, he just went and knocked me up. And they talk about how they're so excited to meet the little one. And this is just major news. I mean, as Amber and Barnett stands, like major news. First Love is Blind baby. Very exciting.
And Amber and Barnett were making a lot of waves on that show too, because I guess this is like the first time they're being really honest about their experience and more so like the edit that they got. And it was interesting to watch, but it was also really interesting to watch everyone, like Lauren and Cameron, like not really disagree with her. Because she was basically saying like she was not like open to being taken advantage of. And she was kind of like, she was just like standing up for herself a lot in the process, and she thinks that really put a target on her back. Because like, remember they had a whole conversation about her finances and like her being in debt, and like she went to college and the army paid for it, but then she dropped out, so she's stuck with the bill. And they really made her seem like a low life with no money and like no financial responsibility. There's like a whole part of that conversation. Like Barnett was also in $40,000 of debt at the time, and they completely left that out, just really positioning it as like, Barnett, look, he owns a home and he has his life together, and here comes this like low life looking for his money. Like she was like finally speaking her truth, and I thought that was really shocking.
Yeah. So then what? Lauren and Cameron,
they just were like smiling, being like, because she was explaining the dynamic with the producers, and she was calling people out by name. The dynamic just very much being like, if you don't go along with it, like you're really putting a target on your back, and like it felt very personal.
Yeah.
And so everyone just sort of like sat and like giggled because she, I guess, was speaking the truth.
Damn. Well, I was always rooting for them.
I know you were. You were able to see past the edit.
I was able to see past, and I'm so happy for them. I'm always like happy when I like go to their profiles and see that they're still together. Mm-hmm. And every day that I wake up and it's like not a story that they've broken up, like is a good day.
Yep.
And now that they're having a baby, I'm just really excited for them. And you know, it's definitely good timing to reaffirm my affection for the show because of what's going on this season.
Agreed. And I do think it's so crazy that this is our first baby.
Yeah.
I didn't know who I thought it was going to be, but I don't know if I thought it was going to be Amber and Barnett.
Or just based on like how long everyone's been together, a season 1 couple.
Right,
or Lauren and Cameron.
Right. I don't know. I feel like I would have thought it was like Tiffany and Brett.
Yeah, or then it could just be like another couple that's just like ready to rock, like Kwame and Chelsea.
Or Kwame and Chelsea, or like Johnny and Vanessa.
Johnny, no. Heavens forbid.
Yeah, he can't have a baby a minute too soon. I'm happy for them. That's really nice. They're a nice couple.
Yeah, they are.
We are going to head into Dear Toasters, our weekly advice segment. So every Wednesday, Jackie and I will take 3 submissions. You can email us, deartoasters@gmail.com, or head over to our website, thetoastpodcast.com, and there's a submission box there. We're going to keep your shit anonymous, don't worry. And it's just a way for us to give back to the community, like really help the girlies because they're in desperate need of our attention.
Yeah, to practice.
Are you ready?
For you to practice
exactly.
what we preach.
Okay. Hey, Jackson Turdy, I need your help. I was casually hooking up. This one's more of like an Unburden than a Dear Toasters because I don't know how we can help, honestly.
I mean, that's why Unburden went the way of the wind because they are very similar. So it happens.
I need your help. I was casually hooking up with this guy for a few months, a situationship, if you will. I'm Gen Z. And the guy's mom died last week. This weekend, while drunk, I sent him a text that said, and I quote, "Sorry your mom died, King. Salute emoji." I know I'm going straight to hell. He never acknowledged the text and the next morning Snapchatted like nothing happened. Do I apologize, never see this man again, act like nothing happened? Help.
Next morning Snapchatted like nothing happened. I guess
that's what the kids do. You like snap like a picture of your coffee and you send it to like your peeps.
Back and forth. Like, and he still sent
streaks.
To her. So he's not done with her.
No, but like how can she look this man in the eye knowing what she said?
I think that she can. I think it's better than not acknowledging his mother's passing at all.
I actually think it would have been better to not acknowledge it than to send this text.
No, to not acknowledge? Why not acknowledge? That's someone that you're intimate with. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course, but like this is like borderline disrespectful. Not even borderline. Like, sorry your mom died, King.
Did she spell out sorry or was it an SRY?
According to her email, SORR.
Okay, that's something. It's not RIP.
I'm surprised she didn't say hashtag RIP at the end.
I'm shocked she didn't text him RIP.
Now, the thing is, like, if he Snapchatted you back, like, he's obviously not deeply offended, and like maybe you two can move on from this. But I do, not to like make matters worse, like I do want you to look inward, like, and why, like, a drunk you thought this was an acceptable text. Like, someone losing their mother is like the worst thing that can happen to a person.
And why wouldn't you text him like sober when you heard the news, like just something meaningful, like that way drunk you did? I don't understand.
I don't understand either.
I mean, you could follow up and be like,
I didn't really know what to say.
Be like, I sent that text the other night because I wanted to reach out, but in thinking more about it, like I just want to let you know I'm really here for you, and I'm sorry for what you must be going through. Like, just like acknowledge it and follow up with a little heft.
Yeah, and I don't think if this works out or if it doesn't work out, I don't know if you'll ever regret like being there for someone, even if like you never see this person again. I don't think you'll ever regret like offering a shoulder to cry on to somebody going through this. Like even if he doesn't take you up on it, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Like you'll never regret like trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, just like try and like add more to the text with a little redo on the situation.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And you know, this is a lesson to be learned. Like when you hear somebody is experiencing grief, like text them immediately, sober.
Just especially if drunk you like seems to do stuff like this.
And I can tell you, you really never know the impact a text is going to have on someone. Like I wrote this in my book actually, like so randomly, like, you know, you remember like the most random things, like of people who said nice things to you. Like I literally remember like when Daddy died, like the most random girl from my grade, like wrote me the nicest text. And I could recite it to you now. I never forgot it.
That's so nice.
When our dog walker wrote me the sweetest text about Theo, like you really, when people go out of their way to say something kind, I'm telling you, it leaves an impact.
And yeah, at best it leaves an impact. At worst, it was a nice moment and then they move on. Like,
correct.
There's nothing worse than that could happen.
Yep. Agreed. All right, next up. Hi guys, I'm actually dead right now writing to you. So a few weeks ago, my boyfriend and I went to stay with his parents at their beach house. While we were down there, I painted a sign for their front yard. And the week after, his mom asked me for my address to send me something in the mail. So I'm thinking it's a card, a thank you note for painting the sign, right? Wrong. It was one of my thongs I had accidentally left down there. It was in an envelope with a piece of paper with a smiley face on it. I'm actually mortified. We've only been dating for 8 months, so it's not like I'm comfortable enough with his parents to joke about it. Thankfully, I did laundry while we were down there, so I'm 95% positive that they were clean. I am so embarrassed, though, and I don't know how to move forward next time I see them. Thank God they were clean. She probably found it in the laundry machine. You probably left it. It was like stuck to the top of the dryer.
What's wrong with her? Like,
I know, like,
that happens all the time. Like, petty, throw them away or leave them in a drawer if you expect that she's coming back. I'm still stuck on the beginning. What does that mean you painted a sign?
So it's a beach house, you know, it's like the Smiths. Like, she probably made something cute. I don't think that's weird.
No, I'm not understanding. Like,
well, I think that was like maybe that was like an innocuous thing that happened that weekend, but she thought that's what the letter was going to be about because it was like kind of this nice thing. Maybe this girl's like an amazing painter.
Yeah.
And they would have paid someone a couple $100s, and here she is like doing it from scratch.
So cute.
No, I agree. This is like 100% on the mom. An actual normal person would never want to go out of their way to embarrass their son's girlfriend. You would obviously throw it away or clean them, fold them. And she's a woman. Like, it's not disgusting. Putting it in the drawer of the bedroom that they sleep in so that the next time, look, she has a pair of undies. Like,
right. To go out of her way to mail them like she's a child.
Yeah, she's a child. And she, by the way, she was trying to embarrass you. Like, just so you know, this is a BFA moment. Bad faith actor.
Actress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would ignore it and don't feel
and with
bad
the smiley face.
Don't feel bad for 1 second. Like, thongs get trapped in the dryer all the time. They're kind of like a thong trap.
Yeah, especially those hanky-pankies. They're so staticky. They stick right to the top of the dryer.
Right. They were totally clean. You did nothing wrong. Like, she's just being one of those, like, textbook cliche. Wenchy mother-in-laws.
Agreed. You did nothing wrong. Definitely ignore. Like, this is bitchy behavior. And she did it to get a reaction out of you. Do not give that to her.
Don't text her. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't know it.
I'm so embarrassed.
Not.
Like, yeah, I'm dicking down your son and you're not.
No, like, sorry, I washed my undies.
Yeah, at least you're a nice girl who wears underwear. Like,
I'm sorry. Like,
don't be embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed. You did nothing wrong.
Hey, Swirlies. This one I think you'll be able to help with. I'm 5 months pregnant with my first child, and I've been staying at my in-laws' cabin. I have some quirky pregnancy cravings, but I literally can't eat anything without my father-in-law making a comment about it. So these comments range from simply yucking my yums to more offensive statements like, you're making that baby really strong by eating all that food, or you look so big, or wow, are you sure you're not having twins with eating that much? My husband has said something to him because he had picked up on the bad vibes, but it hasn't helped at all. He has almost started doubling down on the comments, and every time I go to eat, I'm waiting for the comment. Am I being dramatic, overly sensitive?
No,
Should I just suck it up?
Fucking weird.
Do I say something to him, but I honestly don't know if I can confront him without bursting into tears? Any help appreciated. Now, I have to say, I chose this one because I have the perfect response for you. There is a scene and a line from Sex and the City that you literally need to just copy because Miranda just had a baby. And they're in Atlantic City, and this guy, this like prick, is like, move out of the way, fat ass. And Carrie's like, excuse me, she just had a baby. What's your excuse? Twins? So you need to throw it in his face. Be like, oh, wow, you're eating a lot. You having twins? Yeah, what's your excuse? Triplets?
Yeah.
And who cares if he's not even fat? Like, fuck you. Like, seriously, this man is so toxic.
We need to fire in all cylinders. Like, give it back to him. Also, have your husband, like, say something to him. Like, stay away from him. This is so messed up. Who says something like that to a pregnant woman, let alone like multiple times, let alone like the girl who's giving you a grandchild? Like, fuck off.
No, I completely agree. Like, it's time we go into the kitchen guns blazing.
Yeah.
Like, you need to enter the kitchen now every time, like on the defense.
Yeah.
And with a couple of good lines.
A couple of good
zingers.
zingers.
Yeah. Unacceptable. And do not suck it up. You can't let people think like that they can get away with being animals.
And like sometimes when someone makes an offensive comment, it's like, you ruminate on it and you're like, fuck, I wish I said this. The good news is he's going to keep saying it and giving you opportunities. You can keep on strategizing what you want to say back to him.
That's one zinger that I have for you. Like, please sound off in the comments, you guys. Like, give us good, like, not so long that she can't memorize it. Like, quick zingers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just trying to keep up with you.
Right.
Biggie.
Trying to find what I can after you tore through the kitchen.
Right. That's a good one. Unacceptable. You have to come up with some things to say.
And why do we have to stay in the cabin? Just,
Maybe it's really nice. But no niceness is worth this.
Yeah.
It's just not. But thank you to all the girlies who wrote in. We hope we were helpful, and make sure to write us again, deartoasters@gmail.com. Update us on what happened. That's our show.
Tis.
I would say you were like definitely agreeable, and I actually really enjoyed it.
I would say, other than 1 or 2 times, like I didn't have to go out of my way to be agreeable. So I don't feel like this was a practical application of policy.
Right.
And maybe another time I will try this again.
I'm down. You just let me know.
Yeah, I think we just like genuinely, on a genuine level, like agreed today.
Agreed. You're right. The stories were like not polarizing at all.
As I said.
Sending so much love to our Tampa swirlies. Like, if you haven't evacuated yet, like, get the fuck out and just hunker down, everyone. It's going to be a wild 24 hours.
It's going to be a long night. Sending love to the West Coast, Florida swirlies.
Thank you guys so much for listening to the Toast and Lenny Morning Show, where we deliver the fast 5 stories you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We are also available as podcasts and where podcasts can be found. So it's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, Castbox, all the places where we visit podcasts. My name is Toasty 5-star BOD people signing in. Wiggly talented we are.
Love ya. Bye.